Well, hello and welcome to another video. I think it's been a few weeks since I last put out a video, but things have been pretty busy. Changing rego over on the car and my trailer. The trailer being the difficult one because it was never built without a VIN number. So we had to get a statutory declaration and get a number stamped on it, but it's all good now. So as you can see behind me there, everything's all registered and all good to go. So I'm here in a campground called Policemans Point, which is on Anson's Bay, which is high up on the northeast coast of Tasmania. Not the top, I'll hopefully get there one day there too, but there's a beautiful big bay in here and lovely campground right at the edge. You can see behind me there, that's the mouth of the Anson's Bay, and then around this way there's the bay that goes back to Anson's Bay. There is a township over there, but it's pretty much a holiday township. So this campground at Policeman Point is a maximum stay of 28 days. There's toilets, and I will do a walk around of the campground probably tomorrow. Today I'm going to get my camp set up, get the kayak out and go for a paddle on the on Anson's Bay and have a look around. Yeah, so here I am paddling on Anson's Bay. Not that wide here, but I'm going to hopefully get down to the point down here, and then the bay itself opens right up, and Anson's Bay, the little township, what it is, I'll go and have a look at it tomorrow. So anyway, this is quite shallow here because my oar is actually hitting the bottom, but and I've come across to the very side, so I'm out of the wind and not getting blown back. But probably can't see it in the camera, but there's a lot of houses over there, and that's the Anson Bay township. This is one shallow bay. Yeah, I had to actually end up pushing myself with the paddle on the ground, so I've managed to get into a bit deeper water here, but I suppose it's tidal, so I'll be helpful to know when the high tide is up this way, so not so low. So anyway, I'm heading back. Well, good morning. It is cold. Everything on there, on the tent and the awning, everything is frozen. I had a very cold night, and I had a very rough night last night too. I couldn't find my GoPro Hero 9, and I tore my camp apart looking for it, and then everything I had then was flat with torches and such. So anyway, I thought, oh well, it's pretty much waterproof, so I'll find it in the morning when I got daylight. And I found it first thing this morning sitting on the bonnet in the where the wipers are all frosty, but anyway, it'll thaw out and it'll come good. So anyway, I'm going to get myself some breakfast this morning. I'm off to Mount William National Park. So there's a track that I'm going to do to the top of Mount William. I don't think it's a very high mountain, nothing high up this end of the Tassie, but it's only a short walk, so that'll be good. And then I'm going to go to Eddystone Point Lighthouse and have a look at that. I've been there before with my wife many years ago, but this time I'm going to go there and hopefully get my drone up around it. Okay, well, I made it to the car park, and there's the Mount William Summit Track, 45 minutes. Well, I've been walking for about 15 minutes now, and this is how the track is. Completely covered in, barely see the sky, and the bush off to the side is incredibly thick. You could go through there, but boy, it'd be tough going. Completely different to the tracks that I've been used to in Victoria, which far more open. But anyway, I'd say the peak is just through there, but I'm finally starting to get a view out to the ocean. I've made it to the top, and like I said, it's not very high. 216 metres above sea level, and that's from down there. I might have started a bit higher than that. So we've got Clark Island and Flinders Island out there, Cape Barren Island, and at the top bottom of the picture there is Muscle Row Bay, and then out to the southern Pacific Ocean, and there's another small island down there, and way down over the top of that tree is the Eddystone Lighthouse, which is where I'm heading next. I have a, there he goes, black cocky. And there we go. I dare say that would be roundabout very accurate 45-minute return. I'll just have a look at my Strava here. 3.6 kilometres, 1 hour 21, but that was probably about half an hour on top where it still records the time. So yeah, lovely little walk. So here we are at the Eddystone Lighthouse. So there we go. The lighthouse was established in 1889, range 26 miles, nautical miles, mains electricity powers it, height of structure 35 metres, elevation of light 42 metres. Well, I dare say that these cottages here were the lighthouse keepers and whatever else people were needed or required up here in the time when the lighthouse was built. But they're guest houses now. I think you can rent them out. I think that one over there is rented out, but well, I came back to where the car park was, and there's a little cottage here, and inside that cottage is the information that I was looking for about the lighthouse. I think people have stayed in here. You could probably put a tent or something, tent cot or a swag down there. There's some more information about the lighthouse. Just reading this here, the last lighthouse keeper John Denham left in 1994, and Eddystone was demanded in 2001. In 2011 it says the light was decommissioned, although it remains in position. So this is where I'm camped. So this is the first campsite on the left. Really haven't even got into Policeman's Point campground, so this is quite open here. There is a small boat ramp. I suppose you can get your boat down there, but you're gonna have to back it in a long way to get it to float. Yeah, you could probably fit a few vans in here, and there's also another campsite over there. And this is Policeman's Point Road, which obviously leads to Policeman's Point campground. And up that way is where the main campsites are. But I do believe there's some off to this side too, so I'll go up and have a look. It's a tad wet, but you could definitely get a van in there. Maybe a small one there. Definitely one over in there, but that is absolutely full of water, so maybe for dry times. Yes, well, I do believe there's some campsites up that way, but yeah, I don't know how you'd go. They're flooded. There is one in here. So these campsites here now, they can't quite dry, and look, a beautiful parrot over there. I think it's a green-backed rosella, sorry. So yes, there's a few campsites in here, and these ones are dry. It's pretty well laid out. It's got all these walkways through it, and these all lead to the toilets, which are actually not bad. Again, I think it's a common thing in Tasmania, bring your own toilet paper. So, well laid out toilets, and they have wheelchair access. They're just 3 unisex toilets. This one here is the wheelchair friendly one, as you can see, and it's got a hand pump on it. Yeah, so they're flushing toilets. The other ones have got foot pumps in them, so I won't go in there. Last time I was here with my wife, we camped in there, but that's not a good spot to be in the winter time. It's too shaded and quite cold, so big grassed area out here. Another one in there, and just on the other side is where I came in. So this here will give you access coming around this way to these campsites rather than going through the water. And that's the end of the campsite, and that one there is just a turnaround bay. No camping in that one. And this is the road that comes in on the left hand side, and the beach being there, and there's the actual ocean out there. So there's about 5 or 6 campsites along this one here. A couple in there, another one there. These campsites here, they'd be really good in summertime when you're craving the shade. And there we have it. That is Policeman's Point campground near Anson's Bay. It's just beautiful down here now. It's dead calm. You can hear the ocean. Got myself a nice red. It's just beautiful. But I do believe it's going to be another cold night, so yeah. Might be sleeping in my clothes again. Only way I can keep warm. So, what am I cooking there? My heat packs. Okay, tonight we have some chicken strips with souvlaki seasoning. Got some prawns in there, so I'm just going to chop them up and put that in there. So that's 500 grams, and that, I think that'll pretty much do it. And there we go, chicken souvlaki with some prawns in it. Only mistake I made was I probably should have put the prawns in at the very end, because they just didn't need to be cooked. Well, the fire's looking a bit sad now. It's only about 8 o'clock at night, but it is cold. I mean, really cold, so I'm off to bed. And I'm sleeping in everything. I've even got my gloves on and my beanie. I sleep with everything tonight. Hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep. We shall see. See you in the morning. Ooh, well, good morning. And a lovely day it is today too. It's cool, but it wasn't as cold last night either. It was actually quite good. I ended up taking my jumper off and my gloves, and my feet were nice and toasty, so I only needed one heat pack last night, so that was really good. So anyway, today I'm going to pack up and head back. It's to Scamander, because we've got to go across to Launceston tomorrow. I was going to go for a kayak, but I do believe the tide is out, so it's such a shallow bay that I'm just not going to even attempt it. So I've climbed up to the highest point around here and get quite a good view of the surrounding countryside and the Anson's Bay. There is supposed to be a walking track called the Bay of Fires Coastal Walk. Found it on the maps, but I tell you what, if this is the track, it's not much. Where I came in off the coast, I got to the spot where the blue dot met the track, and there was just nothing. So I don't know whether it exists anymore. Well, I made it to the track here, but yeah, once you go up that way it starts turning into a pretty big bush bash. So this is the little township of Anson's Bay. I think it's mostly holiday houses. Although there might be, permanent people here, definitely would be permanent people here, but I think the majority of them are holiday houses. So if you were coming up to Policemans Point and you were thinking, oh yeah, well, I'll whip into Anson's Bay and get some supplies, there is nothing in Anson's Bay. There's no shops, no pub, no post office, nothing. So you have to go and get your stuff in St Helens, which is about an hour drive, about 50 k's on mostly dirt roads. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoy it. I certainly had a good time here. Got to explore Mount William National Park a bit and see the lighthouse. If you like these kind of videos, consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.